Hi everyone and welcome to this session. My name is Alon Baram and I'm a product manager for Power BI Embedded Analytics in the Power BI group. We enable organizations to quickly add visuals and reports into their own applications or web portals for their own users or for their customers without the time and expense of building them on their own. In this session, you're going to learn how to do it in few easy steps. But first, let me introduce my co-presenter, colleague PM, Amit Schuster. Amit, the audience is all yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Amit Schuster. I'm a product manager for Power BI Embedded Analytics, and I hope you're going to enjoy our session today.
Thank you, Amit. On the agenda, I'll demonstrate what is Power BI Embedded Analytics, emphasizing our advantages. Amit will demonstrate the new publicly available Power BI Embedded Analytics Playground and present the new generation of Power BI Embedded in Azure. We'll wrap up with what's coming soon. We'll start the demo with the salesperson's experience. This application also has the option to go into demo mode, which shows everything in a read-only mode. Logging in as June Smith, the salesperson, the homepage shows the top KPIs and personalized KPIs for this salesperson. The number of leads, the opportunity, for example, the estimated revenue by leads rating. Row-level security, also known as RLS with Power BI, restricts data access for given users, so each salesperson only sees what he or she should. Filters restrict data access at the row level, and you can define filters within rows. The salesperson can personalize the homepage and show only the KPIs she wants to see, and customize the layout and colors of her liking. As you can see, I can configure the report view and this selects the first 4 views. I can also click the layout icon and select a 2-column layout. Power BI Embedded supports the Q&A AI visualization, allowing the salesperson to enter the free text and query data using natural language. The salesperson has access to pre-populated sample questions that the Q&A visualization is auto-generated based on data. She can also ask new questions by entering them into the provided free text control. The salespersons can also change the color theme to dark mode. This is consistent throughout the application, and each user can choose their own color theme. June checks in on her activities daily on the leads page. Her main lead KPIs display at the top of the page, keeping her most important metrics front and center. Below are analytics showing lead status, lead ratings, and metrics in the form of graphs and charts. Individual visualizations have options for further customizations, so the salespersons can view exactly how one metric impacts the other visualizations. The table at the bottom shows all the new and active leads. Let's see how easy it is for the salesperson to create a new lead for the Azure Financial account. Azure Spar is the contact, and he wants to purchase some smart sensor devices. The salesperson can select how likely this lead is to become an opportunity and can indicate that Azure heard about Contoso from the web. By using a write back to the dataset on Dataverse, the table automatically updates with the new lead. Right-clicking on the lead shows an additional command that does not appear on Power BI service. This is an extension command, a Power BI embedded unique capability. After clicking the menu item or button, the application can run any code, for example, a user's own machine learning algorithm. Start a campaign, open a dialog, move to a different page or report. This is a great example of how Power BI Embedded lets user take action, driven straight from analytics with minimal clicks. Editing the lead opens a dialog in the application that allows the salesperson to add an activity to the lead, qualify the lead, or disqualify the lead. Now let's qualify this lead. Let's say the estimated revenue is $2,000, and now the lead is qualified to an opportunity and no longer in the leads table. The salesperson can also right-click the name and drill through to the account details, such as the account's opportunities, leads, and the activities. The Opportunities page shows the new activity as qualified. Similar to the Leads page, this page shows opportunity-based KPIs at the top. The salesperson can see that Azure Financial is leading in opportunities with some lost opportunities, some open, and some won. The salesperson can use the Power BI button inside the top 5 opportunities visualization to switch between different views and show the top 5 open, won, and lost opportunities. This is done by leveraging Power BI bookmarks. Power BI offers dozens of out-of-the-box visuals available in the visualization pane when creating or editing content in Power BI. Power BI visuals can also be developed to meet visualization requirements beyond what's available, such as the custom visual opportunities by sales stage. At the top of the Open Opportunities table is the newly qualified lead. As actions are taken, and as we move through these pages, we are also moving back and forth between the application and Power BI Embedded. The application is in use whenever data is added. Because these pages are using direct query in Power BI Embedded, the data on all pages is refreshed instantly with the new lead opportunity activity just created. Right-clicking the table shows the new menu item. Editing the opportunity allows the salesperson to schedule a meeting, edit a quote, or change the status. After setting the status to closed won, the item is no longer in the opportunity table. On My Activities page, each salesperson can see his or her own activities in Calendar View, which is also a Power BI custom visual. The salesperson can also view details to see the number of leads and a task list, appointments, and phone calls with priorities. The sales manager is presented with a homepage similar to the salesperson, except all the KPIs and analytic visualizations are relevant to sales management. The sales manager has the same customization capabilities which persist across the application, but only for that individual. Remember, row-level security. When we look at the Accounts page, for example, RLS is employed, so the Accounts view only shows the account information relevant to this sales manager. This includes all the account and the sellers and the top 10 accounts by revenue. It's also worth showing the Analytics page, which shows Power BI AI visuals such as the Key Influencers AI visual. The sales manager can capture a view of the report and save the data in a PDF, PPT, or PNG image downloaded locally. When she has the analysis complete, the sales manager can create a view, then, using the special ability of Power BI Embedded, capture a bookmark page in runtime. The sales manager can save the captured view to My Views and recall it anytime later from the drop-down menu list under My View. Summarizing the capabilities I've just demonstrated, you have explored a data-driven application with customized dashboard views built on Power BI Embedded Analytics. You've learned how a Microsoft Dataverse database with row-level security ensures each user sees only the data they have access to. And you saw APIs in action, including exporting, custom action buttons, writebacks, and service principal-based authentication. Most important, you can browse the open source code behind the demo via GitHub and customize it with your own data. Now that you've been impressed with Power BI Embedded Analytics and how it can be integrated in your web application, I'd like to emphasize on why customers are choosing Power BI Embedded Analytics. Highlighting Power BI Embedded Analytics advantages, our customers have mainly mentioned the following reasons for choosing Power BI Embedded. Adopt decades of analytics expertise and give users access to the continued investment Microsoft makes in business intelligence, data, analytics, and AI. 2 decades of BI innovation and leadership, hundreds of features released annually, dedicated engineering team that's us and our colleagues, adoption of other Microsoft investment areas, and apart from that, you get total control over visuals and features. You choose the best way to visualize your data and the best way to make it feel a part of your user flow, as you saw in the demo. It's easy to use and maintain. APIs, SDKs, and tools enable your developers to automate processes and minimize the time invested here. I've demonstrated some of those tools. When embedding for customers, you can use Power BI embedded in Azure and pay as little as $1 per hour for in-app analytics and scale as your business grows with no requirement for end-user licensing. On the right side, you can see an example, the Dynamics 365 Customer Service Insights application using Power BI embedded. And now, let's explore the most common options to deploy Power BI embedded analytics for users. Customers deploy Power BI for the users depending on their profile and needs. As you can see in the frame at the top of the slide, Power BI authenticated users can consume analytics directly in Power BI.com SaaS application or consume Power BI embedded analytics in websites, portals, SharePoint web part, or Teams within their organizations. On the bottom, you can see the embedding option for non-Power BI authenticated users, Embed for your customers. Embed for your customers makes use of one entity to manage all authentications to Power BI. Users authenticate to the web application with any authentication method selected by the app owner, as you saw in the demo. In this session, we focused mainly on the options powered by JavaScript SDK, Embed for your organization, also known as User Owns Data, and Embed for your customers, known as App Owns Data. Embed for your organization is aimed at internal users authenticated to Azure Active Directory. End user require a Power BI license and the authentication flow is interactive. Embed for your customers is mainly for external users, and the app owners can use their own authentication, as you saw in the demo. End users do not require a Power BI license, and the authentication flow is non-interactive. I'll hand over to Amit now, and he will show you how to discover Power BI embedded analytics in rich detail by using the new playground.
Thank you, Alan, and welcome everyone to the new playground. Here, you can learn and explore how you can use embedded analytics in your application. You can get hands-on developer experience in our developer sandbox, explore the client APIs and see instant results, and check out advanced scenarios in our showcases section. So let's get started with exploring our APIs. Here, in Explore Our APIs, you can see all the different artifacts that you can embed in your application. For example, report, dashboard, or Q&A. You can also embed report in different modes. For example, view mode, edit mode, or create mode. On the left side, you can see all of our APIs. For example, I can go here and see all the filters and slicers APIs, and I can also use the search box. So, for example, I search for a slicer, and I get only the slicers APIs. Then I can go and set slicer state. When I click on set slicer state, the report will immediately apply the API. If I want to go and check the API code, I can click here on the ellipsis and click on show code snippet. The show code snippet shows you exactly what code is running. We also have a log here that shows you all the outputs of the APIs. So for example, if I click on get slicer state, I'll get a state here on the right side log. Now, another thing that I can do is click on the ellipsis here and click on Open in Developer Sandbox. So now we're in the Developer Sandbox, and I'm going to click Run, and after I'm clicking Run, the code will embed a Power BI report, and then it will run the code of the set slicer state that we just saw in the Explore Our APIs. So you can see here that I have the API, and I can go here and change, for example, the value of one of the conditions. And now you can see I have a different slicer filter here. So I can also go here and click on Start Over. This is the dialog that you will get whenever entering this experience. And I can choose between use a sample report, the one that we're using now, or use my own report. So I'm going to click Select Report and use my own. Now when I use Select Report, I first go to authenticate against Azure AD. And now that when I signed in, I need to select a report. So I need to choose the workspace that contains the report. So I'll go and search for Tailspin Toys workspace. And now I choose the report, the US sales analysis that I have there, and I click on embed. And now you see that the report is embedded here at the bottom, and I can delete the code doing the embed. I'll add set report filters API, and I will just go and filter the region. So we have here the region that can be South and Midwest, Southwest, for example. So I just go and filter the region, table and column, and let's just set it to Midwest. So now I'll click on the run, and the sets filter will apply to this report, and you can see that the report data is getting updated with the Midwest option. What I also have here on the APIs pane on the left side is the option to go to see one of the showcase. So let's see, for example, the apply custom layout. If I'll click on the ellipsis and I click on explore the showcase, I will be moved to the personalized top insights, which is a showcase that is using the custom layout feature. And on the showcases, as you can see, we have this app, the Contoso app, that shows the feature. It shows actually the connection between the application side and the embedded report. So I can now click on the choose visual button on the application side, choose which visuals I want to see, and choose the layout for them. So I can get here different layouts for my users. I can also go and switch between the showcases. For example, now I see a showcase for customized report colors and modes. And in this showcase, we can give each of our end users a different theme for the report. So I can choose which theme do I want to see my report, and I can also see it in dark theme. So this is really, really cool. So everyone can personalize the report as they like. So this is the showcase, and that's what we saw so far. We saw the Try Developer Sandbox, Explore APIs, and Browse the Showcase. And of course, you can get to all of them from the home page and choose which showcase you want to explore. Another thing that you have here is the Learning Center. So if I'll go and click on the Learning Center, you have here all the materials and link that you need to get started. And even if you already have an embedded analytics integration, you should definitely go check it out. We have here links to the client APIs, to the REST APIs, highlighted articles, videos from our experts, and also links to the support and Power BI embedded on Stack Overflow. So this is something that you should definitely go check out. And once you've explored everything on the playground, you can go and get started and click on here and start now. Go to our embed setup and start setting up your embedded environment. So that was the Power BI Embedded Analytics Playground. I hope you enjoyed it. So now let's talk about a few more updates. We've just released the Power BI Embedded Generation 2 preview. The Power BI Embedded Generation 2 preview is same as the Power BI Premium Generation 2. It gives you enhanced performance, so you will have better performance on any capacity size, and the operation will perform at top speed. You will have greater scale, so there's no limits on refresh concurrency and fewer memory restrictions. We also give you now a lower entry level for paginated reports and AI workloads, so you can start with a1 SKU and grow as you need. The scaling is now instantly, so you scale instantly from one SKU to another, and there is no downtime. So when you scale, you won't experience any downtime for your service. And we also give you improved metrics where you will have one CPU utilization metric in Gen 2 to simplify monitoring and perform some metric-based automation. So you should definitely go check it out. Just go to the Azure portal, search for Power BI Embedded Service, and then on the Power BI Embedded Service, you can just click on Create. You will have this banner of the Welcome to Embedded Generation 2, and here at the bottom you need to make sure that the resource mode is Embed Generation 2 Preview. Another thing that is coming soon is the option to embed Power BI in Jupyter Notebook. So what you will be able to do is to tell your data story with Power BI. You can embed now Power BI reports in Jupyter Notebooks, and we also support some interactivity. So you can do some interaction between the report and the notebook. For example, you can export the data, and you can also have some interactivity from the notebook to the report. For example, you can set filters from the notebook and change the report state. And the last thing that we've just released is the new client APIs documentation. The new client API documentation give you all the information that you need on our client-side APIs, and you have a whole new docs that will help you understand our client APIs and what you can do with our product. So you should definitely go check it out. The link is aka/ms PBI client APIs.
To conclude this session, we're providing you with links to our developer samples, documented APIs, Power BI embedded playground, embed setup tool, and more. As always, we encourage you to provide feedback at Power BI IDs. See the link at the bottom of the slide. And if you ask yourself, what is the best way to get updates and help? Power BI developers' periodic blog posts present all the new features and updates. Stack Overflow will get you help from the developers community and, in their own words, for developers, by developers. So what's next? To learn, we advise you to go directly to the new playground, and you can also take the Power BI Developer in a Day course. To connect, go directly to the Power BI Developer community. To explore, stay up to date with the Power BI Embedded blog. And finally, attend the Microsoft Business Application Launch event on April 6th this year. Thank you for joining this session about embedding Power BI analytics in web portals and apps for your organization and for your customers. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Ciao!